Ready to try a fun, creative, and easy technique to help you create more alignment and ease with money? Picture tapping is an awesome tool for this. Join me for this tapping and drawing experience for the next little while in this video so that you can get ready for some great transformational shifts. You'll pave the way for more abundance and flow with money. My name is Stephanie Wood, and I'm an EFT tapping trainer and practitioner for more than 20 years. I'm also certified in the picture tapping technique. So let's get started. Here's what you'll need for the video. You may need to pause it and grab these things before we get started. You'll need at least 5 pieces of blank white paper, preferably 8.5 by 11, blank, no lines. You can use smaller paper if you'd like, but there's something to be said for having the room to just express on the bigger page. You'll also need a pen or pencil. And finally, you'll need some colored markers, preferably those kids' Crayola ones with the really big tips, because we're tapping into unconscious metaphors here. And so the thicker, more colorful markers are really helpful and fun to do this process. So here are the instructions in general and some important things to know about the picture tapping technique. You don't need to know how to draw at all in order to do this technique. This isn't an art class. This isn't about creating beautiful drawings. This is meant to be about creating quick expressions from what's within. The idea with this technique is to access your subconscious mind and to express it in a way that doesn't get your head in the way. When we start tapping on the pictures that you've drawn, do your best to try not to be concerned about the meaning that's in there and don't interpret it. It's really about this process of letting it out and clearing, letting it out and clearing. It's not so important why you've drawn a certain thing. Just keep going with the process and you'll watch it unfold. It's actually not at all about getting into the feeling or getting into what these images represent. This is why we'll be using words that are just factual and literal observations about the lines and the colors. It helps us to keep a distance from those stories and meanings. It's not that the stories and meanings aren't important, but you don't need to interpret it. The fact that it came out of you means that your being and your system already knows what's going on. Let's say you've drawn something that reminds you of a terrible memory or something that might be triggering. When you're tapping, the prompts will be things like, how many objects are on the page? What color is it? How big is it? And the intention there is to actually keep you focused on the drawing and out of the emotion in a more abstract way. It's very much on purpose. And really try not to overthink your drawing. Just go with whatever occurs to you in the moment. You can draw anything you want to draw. It can be a blank page, it can be figures, it can be completely abstract, there can be words, there cannot. It's really up to you. You may find that every drawing is different. For this video, we're keeping it to 5 drawings, so we'll do our best to resolve everything and tie it up at the end of that. So we'll set the intent that your being knows how to resolve this or show you something important just over the course of 5 drawings. You may find that you feel complete or resolved even before the 5 drawings, and that's fine. You can fast forward through, or you may feel like you need additional drawings, which is also okay. You can always pause the video and go in and do another round of something if that feels correct for you. You'll have just over 1.5 minutes to complete each drawing. This may not seem like a lot of time, but it's to really help you not overthink it. If you really feel like you need more time to complete a drawing, simply pause the video. There'll be a chime at the 90-second mark, and it'll say that you just have 10 seconds left. So what we'll be looking at today with the picture tapping is your relationship with money. We're going to keep it general and just use the word money and everything it conjures up in you, all the emotions, all the thoughts, the feelings, the memories, so that you can clear it and create a more peaceful relationship with it. So what I'd love for you to do now is close your eyes and think about the word money. Notice what it brings up. Any emotions or thoughts, and see if there's any emotional intensity. Where do you feel it in your body when you think about money? If you can, give it a rating on a scale from 0 to 10, the intensity of feeling that may be there. And it's okay if there isn't any. And now, as you're thinking about money and noticing what you feel, if you were to draw a picture about how you feel thinking about that, what would that picture look like? And now go ahead and start drawing. We'll begin now. Great, well done. So now I want you to take a look at that picture that you've drawn and see if you can give it a title. And when you have a title, write it down on the page. And now we're going to do a couple of rounds of tapping. So tapping on the side of your hand, just repeat after me. Even though I have this picture titled, name the title, that's what I've drawn, and that's okay. Even though I've drawn this picture called and named the title, this is what occurred to me, and it's part of my process. Even though I have this picture called, name your title, this is what I've drawn, and I'm okay and open to seeing something new about this. Tapping on the top of the head. And in this picture I have drawn, and just pick one object, any of the objects. There may only be one, and that's okay too. And name it. Inside of the eyebrow. What color is it? Just name the color. Side of the eye. What's the line quality like? Is it thick, thin, wavy, scribbly? Just describe the line. Under the eye. How big is that object? Just describe it. Under the nose. Where is it on the page? And just notice that and describe it. Chin. How many objects are on the page altogether? Just keep looking at your picture. Collarbone. And now choose another object and describe it. What is it? Under the arm. What color or colors is that object? And the wrist. What's the quality of the line? How would you describe it? Top of the head. Where is that on the page? Inside of the eyebrow. Where is it in relation to the other objects? Side of the eye. Now if there's a third object, name that. And if there's only two or one, just go back and keep repeating. And describe it. Under the eye. What color is it? Under the nose. How big is it? Chin. Where is it on the page? Collarbone. Where is it in relation to the other items? Under the arm. And just name the title of the picture again. And the wrist. And name that one more time. And take a breath, shake that out. You're doing great. And now take that page, turn it face down, and grab a new sheet of paper to start with the next drawing. And now we'll move on to the second picture. I'd love for you to close your eyes again and think about money. Think about the word money. Just notice what's there now. And as you tune into money again, notice how you feel. Notice the thoughts. And if you were to draw a picture about how you feel about money now, what would that look like? And now open your eyes and go ahead and start drawing again. Once again, you've got 100 seconds. Well done. Now take a look at the picture you've drawn, and what title would you give it? And write that title down now. And again, we'll do some tapping. So tapping on the side of your hand, looking at your picture. Even though I've drawn this picture called, and named the title, the new title. That is what came out of me. And I'm really okay, no matter what I've drawn. Other hand, even though I have this picture titled, and name it, this is what I have drawn. And I acknowledge that. Even though I have this picture called, name it, this is part of my process. And it's all okay. Tapping on the top of your head. And in this picture I have drawn, and now pick the first object you drew and name it. Inside of the eyebrow. What color is it? Side of the eye. How many objects are on the page altogether? Under the eye. Describe the white space on the page. Under the nose. Name the final object that you drew. And if you only have one, just name that again. Chin. How big is that object? Collarbone. What's the quality of the lines? Under the arm. Where is it on the page? And the wrist. Now pick another object on the page and name it. Top of the head. How big is it? Inside of the eyebrow. What's the quality of that line? Side of the eye. Name all the colors on the page. Under the eye. And just say the title of the picture. Under the nose. How much of the page is taken up with objects? Chin. And choose that first object again. And name it. Collarbone. What color is it? Under the arm. Where is it on the page? And the wrist. And just name the title of the picture again. Awesome. Take a breath, shake that out. And now take that page, turn it over face down, and get a fresh sheet of paper for round 3. Now once again, I'd love for you to close your eyes and think about money. Notice what's there now as you think about that. Notice the feeling that's associated with it, the thoughts. Notice how that feels in your body. And if you were to draw a picture of what that feels like, what would that picture look like? And now go ahead and start drawing again for picture number 3. Awesome. So now, if your picture had a title, what would it be? Take a moment and write that down. And by now you're getting the drill. Awesome. So now tapping on the side of your hand, even though I have this picture called, name your picture, that is what I've drawn. And I acknowledge that. Even though I've drawn this picture titled, and just name it. That's what came out of me. Even though I have this picture called, it's part of my process, and I'm really okay. Tapping on the top of the head, and in this picture I have drawn, and name the last object that you drew. Inside of the eyebrow, what's the quality of the line? Side of the eye. Where is it on the page? Under the eye. What color is it? Under the nose. How big or small is it? On the chin. Now pick another object and name it. Collarbone. What color is it? Under the arm. Where is it on the page? And the wrist. How big is it? Top of the head. And just name all the colors in the picture. Inside of the eyebrow. Pick another object and name it. Side of the eye. What color is that object? Under the eye. How big is it? Under the nose. Where is it on the page? Chin. Describe the negative space on the page. Collarbone. Name the title of the picture again. Under the arm. How many objects are on the page altogether? And the wrist. And just name the title again. Beautiful. Take a breath and shake that off. And now take that page, turn it over, grab a fresh sheet, and we're going to move on to number 4. Once again, close your eyes, tune in to money, the idea of money, and notice what's there now. And whatever comes up, just notice. If I were to draw a picture of what I'm feeling now about money, what would that look like? And then go ahead and start drawing. And now look at what you've drawn and give it a title and write that down. And tapping on the side of your hand, looking at the picture, even though I have this picture called, and name it, that is what I've drawn. And I really get to notice that now, without judgment. Even though I have this picture titled, and just name it. That's what came out of me. And I'm really okay. Even though I've drawn this picture called, that is what occurred to me. And this is part of my process. And that's okay. Tapping on the top of your head. And in this picture I have drawn and named the final object that you drew. Inside of the eyebrow. What color is that object? Side of the eye. What size is it? Under the eye. Describe the lines. Under the nose. Where is it in relation to the other objects? If there are any others. And the chin. Describe the negative space on the page. Collarbone. Now pick another object that you've drawn and name it. Under the arm. How big is it? And the wrist. What color is it? Top of the head. What's the quality of the lines? Inside of the eyebrow. Now pick another object. or go back and describe what you've already done and name it. Side of the eye. How big is it? Under the eye. What color is it? Under the nose. Where is it in relation to the other objects? In the chin. How many objects are on the page? Collarbone. Name the title of the drawing. Under the arm. What's the predominant color in the drawing? And the wrist. And just name the title again. Awesome. So now take that page, turn it over, and we're going to move on to the final drawing. If you don't feel at peace or resolved around your feelings about money right now, I want you to focus on it one more time. In this case, draw a picture of what you feel like it would look like if it were resolved. So draw that picture, whatever comes to mind. So close your eyes and just think about that. What would this look like if it were resolved? So go ahead and start drawing when you're ready. So now take a look at this final picture and give it a title, and then write that down on the page. And now finally, I want you to think about money. Again, close your eyes, tune into it, and notice what intensity you have about it. Is it still the same number as when you began? Does it feel a little different? Just notice what's there. And as you're looking at this final picture, I want you to choose which color or colors really represents that completion feeling. Any positive feeling about it, any neutral feeling, whatever those colors are that stand out to you. And what I'd love for you to do is close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to imagine that that colored light is being poured in through the top of your head, and it's filling up your entire body. And at the same time, you're falling back into a pool, a really delightful pool of that color. It's holding you, it's supporting you, it's all around you. Now it's inside you, it's around you. Just let it all go through your cells. Let it go through every part of your body so that every part of you is glowing with this color or colors. And I want you to make every cell, every nerve, every fiber of your being glow with that color. Let every cell hum with the frequency of that color and move in whatever way that color feels like it needs to move. You can even turn up the intensity of the color so that your body is just radiating out into the room with it. And just enjoy that feeling and let that happen. take as long as you need, and whenever you're ready, come on back. And I really suggest continuing to flood your system with this color for the next few days. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you've made it this far. I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments. Be sure to check out my other YouTube videos. I've got all sorts of different things happening. And also be sure to visit my website where I've got a whole bunch of cool freebies on different topics. Thanks again for watching, and happy tapping.